Alright, what's up guys? Can you hear me? Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Let me know. Just give me that little confirmation that this thing is not dead. Doo, doo, doo. Quiet. Alright. Am I quiet or am I loud? Alright, hold on. Alright. Okay. Yeah, let me fix this. Okay. Well, let me get this started. What's up, everybody? Blah. I can't talk today. Do that one more time before I start recording. Okay, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brady Games Twitch channel. My name is Gootecks. Thank you for joining me here on this lovely Saturday afternoon from wherever you are. It's 12 p.m. here in Los Angeles, and it's a great time to learn some Ultra Street Fighter 4. Recently, I have procured a copy of the Ultra Street Fighter 4 Bible that's going to be coming out pretty soon from Brady Games. Don't tell them I got it. But through nefarious means, I have acquired it. And I've also commandeered their stream. Don't tell anybody. But yeah, I got this bad boy here. It is, you know, I actually didn't know until recently, but it's about 588 pages. And one of the authors of it, there's many authors actually, I'm just going to go through. Joe Epstein, Adam Dietz, Arthur Williams, Duncan Tonningson, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Long Shady K. Tran. I didn't know that Shady K had been locked up in the lab, putting his wisdom into this bad boy. But I gotta tell you guys, this thing is really good, you know, like, as somebody who is is trying to learn more characters, you know, because I think in order to be a well-rounded player, I think it's important to learn as many characters as you can. You know, for the longest time, when I was playing Third Strike, back in my day, we played one character and we liked it. You know, I played Urian, and although I did well, and it was a good springboard to Street Fighter 4. You know, in Third Strike it was a little bit different because we sort of prided ourselves on being a character specialist. And I took that to the extreme. I didn't realize, this is how naive I was back then. I didn't understand that before. I thought that any time that was spent learning a different character was basically just more time that I could spend, you know, practicing Urian. So I kind of put myself into this little box and didn't learn how to play most of the cast. I mean, it changed, you know, of course you play a few games here and there, but I never learned the idea of like counter picking and, you know, really understanding how a matchup worked until Street Fighter 4. Now, it's pretty clear to me, it's so obvious now in retrospect, but you know, one of the qualities of the best players, almost all of them, Cien, Infiltration, Daigo, I'm sure Luffy as well. These guys are not just experts of their characters, they are experts at a multitude of characters. And they can probably play almost every character competently. So when I started playing Street Fighter again, you know, a couple months ago, I was like, well, one of the glaring holes in my game is that I only know how to play, and I counted it out, and it was actually quite embarrassing that I was only able to play like 7 or 8 characters of a cast that at the time had like 39 characters. So I was like really scraping the bottom of the barrel. And one of the things that I started to work on, you know, was basically trying to learn a new character every week. And you know, through doing that, it's like, well, you can actually there's actually like a framework for creating for learning a character. And so I would, you know, I would start by looking up tutorial videos on YouTube. And then I would go through their normals, and then I would practice. I would try to find like the practical combos, because, you know, I think of myself as, you know, pretty good at footsies and spacing and stuff. But after learning the normals, it was also kind of hard to like construct a like kind of like an overall game plan, especially when I was spending most of my time basically by myself. Like, yeah, of course, like, you know, I there's places to play like Super Arcade, you know, which has Wednesday night fights, and of course, like, I mean, I'm sure I could call up any number of people and be like, hey, you want to play some games? But well, I found that when I was by myself, it was difficult to learn a character from scratch, because, yeah, like, you know, there's forum posts, you know, you can check on SureYouCan.com, which has a really big forum, but, you know, it's all kind of like, it's all so much like opinion, you know, and I don't know the credibility of, you know, some random person on a forum, you know. So that's one of the things that I really like about this guide, is that all the characters are covered, and the overview of each character is really cool. Like, so today, I guess, you know, I asked you guys, I asked the people, hey, what character should we do today? And they said Juri. So I don't have the PDF or anything, so we're just gonna have to make do with these screenshots. But you can see, and I'm just gonna kind of go through these, the pros and cons of playing Juri. And it's really interesting too, because there's, each character has a bolded objective. Your objective is to establish close range. You achieve this by boom, 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 boom. Step, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And, you know, obviously there's some, you know, depending on, you know, how well you know a character, you know, one could argue that Juri shouldn't be trying to play close range. She should be, you know, she should play more lane, blah, blah, blah. But that really doesn't matter, because when you're starting to learn a character, you need something, you know, you need something to go on. And Shady K and the rest of these guys, you know, they've put together a really good guide here. And so I thought that it would be interesting to just kind of go through, let the people decide, hey, what do you guys want to see? Well, you guys want to see some Juri, so that's what we're going to do.
Arcade edition.
Let me know if, oh, hey, you know, it turns out that you need hard drives on these things. One moment, guys, hold on. Somebody, the Xbox Live gnomes came in here and they took my hard drive. So let me, let's do this one again. Okay, so in the meantime, let's go through some of the pros and cons of Juri. And I'm just going to go step by step. Pros: far-reaching normal attacks that are hard to punish. Okay, I could see that. And I'll be demonstrating her buttons in just a moment. A multi-angled, slow-moving projectile that helps control enemy movements while also allowing her to use them as a shield to gain the desired positioning. That means that her fireballs, you know, her fireballs go 3 directions. They go low, they go medium, and then they go high. So she can use it definitely to buy herself time, to keep opponents at bay. She can punish projectiles easily from any distance with Shikusen. I gotta work on my Japanese. Well, you know what I really need is the Brady Games Guide to Fighting Game Japanese. But yeah, that's the dive kick. So, you know, of course, if you really don't want to get in a fireball war with Juri, because she can just do the dive kick, or worse, EX dive kick. And of course, if she does EX dive kick, then she can get the ultra afterwards. And stored light fireball, Fuhajin, stored light fireball makes her close range offense extremely flexible and damaging. That's interesting. I never thought about it that way. And Ultra 1 gives her greatly enhanced offensive capability, while Ultra 2 can be used in high damaging combos off of stray hits. That means that she has not just one, but two really, she's got two viable options. Whereas a lot of characters, you know, really only have one Ultra that's, you know, halfway decent. All right, Xbox is back. Thank you, Xbox Gnomes, for returning my Xbox hard drive. yeah, hell yeah, I'm wearing my wristband from last night. Side note, I don't know how you guys feel about lobster, but I went to a lobster roll fest last night and it was delicious. Okay, so here we are. So the pros are far-reaching normal attacks, right? That's her, here, let me try to input display. Okay, this is light punch, medium punch. Wow, look at that. That's cancelable now? I think. Yeah, okay, it is cancelable. And that's heavy punch. Boom. This is light kick. Wow, the range on that is so good. Medium kick. And heavy kick. Wow. So as you can see, like and this is crouching light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, which is a really crouching heavy punch, really good for anti-air. Crouching light kick, crouching medium kick, great range on that. And then her sweep. So those are her normals, and then the multi-slow angled projectile, multi-angled slow moving projectile. So the way that her fireball works is unique to it's unique to Juri, because I don't think that there's another character in Street Fighter whose fireballs work this way. So when you first start out, what you need to know is that when you throw a fireball, her fireball is basically two parts. Part A is holding, and then the second part is releasing. So when you throw the fireball, if you hold it, then she can just walk back and forth, she can hit other buttons, and if you release it, then it comes out. So you don't get any sort of advantage or anything for holding the fireball longer or anything, but that's okay, that's not what makes it good. And this is medium, and of course if you just hit the button without holding it, then it'll just come out. And actually, you know what, let me turn off the meter. Okay, and then of course her heavy fireball goes diagonally. But of course, as you can see, if you're far away, the fireball won't actually hit them because it'll just dissipate before it gets there. So you actually have to be the range, which means that you're not going to be, you know, for example, you're not going to beat Sagat in a fireball fight from full screen, because that's where Sagat wants you, right? He's going to be sitting back throwing tiger shots, tiger, 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 and the best that you're going to be able to do is cancel them out with the startup of the fireball. So here, let me have Ryu throw a fireball. So you can also use each of your fireballs like that to cancel it out. And now I have 3 stored, right? So now I can, oops, oh, I suck. There we go. So, you know, you can cancel, oop, I suck. Okay, there we go. You can cancel it like that and then release. So she basically is able to cancel 2 fireballs with 1 motion. Like, how cheap is that, right? Boom. But of course, you know, I have the low one and the high one stocked, and that won't cancel out, and that one won't cancel it out either. So that's part of one of her, you know, her best attributes. Here now, if she has, oh, are we throwing fireballs? What happened, dude? So the second thing that makes her good is being able to dive kick and, whoops, punish fireballs pretty easy. As you can see, you still need to be like pretty good with your reads Because see, oops. Yeah, see, so you can be about, if you're about here, yeah, see, so I have Ryu set to block after he throws the fireball, right? See, he holds down back immediately. So that's how you know. That's how I know that I'm too far away. Or that I would have to get a really good read. Because if I'm from back here, yeah, see, if I'm way back here, oops. Yeah, see, it takes too long. But the thing is, it doesn't even really matter that it doesn't do any damage. Or, excuse me, it doesn't even matter that you're not getting the hit. Because as the bolded overview of the, of the jury section says, your objective is to establish close range. Kind of like how close this book is to the webcam. You can achieve this by blah, 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 blah. So it's okay that you can't actually punish the fireball from that far away, because if you were closer, like for example here, whoops. Yeah, see, from there, you can totally punish. So if you're like, if he's trying to, you know, throw a fireball from there, it's completely unsafe. And also, oops, I didn't even do the follow-up. Here, hold on, let me charge. And you can we'll just use this to see how much meters she can really build. And then she can do, you know, she can juggle after the wall bounce. Okay, so Ultra 1 gives greatly enhanced offensive capability, while Ultra 2 can be used in high damaging combos off of straight hits. So we'll go through Ultras in a little bit. So in the overview, it even gives a really nice paragraph. In some regards, Juri is a jack of all trades, having attacks that are effective near or far. She can stall a match as needed by releasing Fireball to control a foe's movement, and then counter their response to her shots with a wide range of effective anti-air attacks. Despite the importance of this style of play in certain matchups, you ultimately need to use her mid-range offense to knock the enemy down or corner them and then get into close range. Yeah, so if you were to choose Ultra 1 or if you were to choose double, actually, in each section it has a section about which Ultra to choose. And Juri, you know, like I said, she's one of the few characters that really benefits, that really has two solid Ultras. And before Ultra, you weren't able to pick both, obviously, and you really had to, you know, weigh your willingness to put in time with Ultra 1, which is Feng Shui Engine, versus Ultra 2. But now, it says that Ultra 1 lasts 75% of the normal duration when double is selected. And Ultra 2 does 75% damage. So, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you do the same amount. So you have the same amount of time as you do. You have the same amount of time with Ultra 1 if you pick double, but your damage is reduced. So basically, with Ultra 1. You know what? We'll go through that. We'll go through that in a little bit. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, or as the book was saying, when near an enemy with light fireball stored, you can implement a counter hit oriented style of pressure that's frame advantage heavy and damaging. This is supplemented further with her Feng Shui Engine Ultra, which drastically improves her close range capabilities. Stick to a rigid ranged offense only in matchups where the risk of a close attack is too great, like versus T-Hawk and Zangief. See, that's really interesting because when I was playing Juri, which you can check on the archives of the CrossCounterTV YouTube channel, you know, I was trying to play her I was trying to play her more lame, But now I see that I should have been trying to get in close. So anyways, let's think about how to establish close range. So you can punish a whiffed attack at mid-range with sweep, or crouching medium, or medium punch or medium kick into pinwheel. So that would be like this. For example, if Ryu was doing this, you know, because Ryu wants to throw low forward fireball, right? So then you can sweep, or you could do. Oops. You can do like crouching medium kick into pinwheel. And yeah, like I said, you can also close the distance by jumping over a projectile and then doing the dive kick. And you can also do. So basically, because her fireballs are slow, it's possible to run in. Okay. Okay. You guys. Wogsick says, this is boring. Play some matches. We all know how to approach a new character. You practice with them. It's not rocket science, is it? I bet most people here want to see him play some matches online. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that maybe feel the same way. I mean, dude, like, I can sit here and play matches all day, but I can do that on my channel. So, like, the idea is that, and hey, you know, if you guys are, like, super character experts, that's totally cool, because then maybe you can be doing what I'm doing, because maybe we're trying to get more people to do this so that more people can learn how to play the game. I mean, hey, like, not everybody is as good as some of you guys, you know, but at the same time, you know, in order for the community to grow, we have to kind of do our best to educate, you know, new players that aren't experts. So, like, if you just want me to play some matches online, feel free to go to youtube.com/CrossCounterTV and watch all my videos. Me and Mike, we sit there, we play all day, or go to excellentventures.tv and buy our shit. Or you could just sit down and learn a little bit about Juri. Take your pick. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. All right, so yeah, I mean, dude, this is not for experts. I mean, I'm not the best player in the world, but you know, there's a lot of people out there who maybe they're watching streams and they're watching, you know, they watch videos and they're like, oh man, like Juri looks cool. You know, like I didn't pick Juri, I just posted on Twitter, hey, what do you guys want to see? And people were like, I want to see Juri. Okay, no problem. So, where were we? Long range. You know, like I said earlier, right? Like the book says, right? You don't really want to be at long range unless you know, you're fighting a grappler. So she has like a lot of tools that can get her in, and her mid-range games, in my opinion, this is where I found her to be the most fun. Thank you, Wogsick. I'm glad you're on board now. So let's, and you know, maybe what we can do, actually, it's going to require a stream restart, probably, depending on what my settings are. But in case you guys, yeah, I'm going to have to restart the stream anyways. Maybe what we can do is, you know, we can talk for a little bit, and actually, you know what, let me, we'll just go through this and then we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can play some games later. But I'm still going to have to restart the stream because I can't stream and play online quite yet. So one of the big changes in Ultra Street Fighter 4 compared to 2012 was that standing medium punch is now special cancelable. So this move is really good because, you know, it's good as anti-air. Like, for example, oh, that's the other thing. Juri just has so much, so many anti-air options to play at the mid-range game, you know? Like, oops. There we go. That's her crouching heavy punch. Oops. There we go. So if they're right on top of you, that's really good because you can see the, oops. Even, yeah, see, even when it looks like they're gonna cross up, you can still do it. Wow, that hit the other way. So that's really good. This would be comparable to Balrog or Rose's crouching heavy punch. And then you have standing medium punch, which is not that good as anti-air. Whoops. Nah, that's not even that good. Here, let me run on this side. But medium kick is. Look at that. Poor Ryu can't do anything. But if you're really close, then you gotta use heavy punch. And the other one is crouching medium punch. So this one is really good too. It covers a similar range as medium kick. So basically, like, she has those three main tools with which to anti-air. And okay. But now, as I was saying, like, this is one of her major changes. Like, I would consider this definitely like one of her best pokes. And now, you can cancel it from any. Basically, you don't have to be up close. Like, she could always cancel close medium punch, but now she's able to cancel far medium punch as well. So this is helpful because it'll beat out a lot of pokes. For example. Yeah, so I mean, you can see, I mean, maybe that's not really a good example, but that's one of the major things that's better than it was before. The other thing, one of the other changes to Juri that is pretty important is dive kick follow-up. So before, yeah, okay, that's the way it was. So before, when you did the EX dive kick, it didn't matter what you did, you were gonna get the follow-ups afterwards, whether you liked it or not. Now, you could just do it, and if they block, then you're not just like in the air for like an extraordinary amount of time. Because before, if they were blocking, oops. It looked like that, but now you can just you just do the dive kick and then you land. All right, so let's go through. Let's go through some of her combos because there's like so much long and mid-range and close stuff, and I don't know if we really have. I mean, it's just a wall of text, you know. But why don't we go through some of her her combos, because this was another thing that I struggled with before, is knowing which combos are practical to use in a real match, because it's all fine and good. I mean, there's lots of videos on YouTube that, and you know, there's plenty of forum posts that just list out every single combo. But the problem is, how do you know which combo is practical to do at the time? Because the other thing is too, you can go into the trial mode and you can do all of those combos, but most of those combos are not actually applicable to most matches. I don't even know why they have it in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll go through some of her combos. So sit tight, be right back. Alright, welcome back everybody. Thanks for joining me here on the Brady Games Twitch channel. If you want to see more of this, then please hit the follow button to get notified when we go live. So anyways, where were we? We were talking about, let's go through some of her other specials, right? So this is her light pinwheel, this is medium pinwheel, and this is heavy pinwheel. So let me tell you guys the frame data on that real quick. So light is -4, which means that that's pretty punishable by, you know, most characters, like by a 3-frame or 4-frame reversal uppercut. Medium is -8, which means that you definitely don't want to do this, and heavy is also -11. And one of the big drawbacks of Juri, one of the big nerfs, I guess, is that, well, in some ways it's better, but in other ways it's worse. So EX Pinwheel now has sucks in opponents. So if they're blocking, then you have to be really careful, because it's really so much easier to punish her for that now. Because before, when she would do it, she would be like kind of like back there, but it wouldn't pull you in as much. Alright. And then, okay, so we went through her dive kick. It does have the follow-up, so if you can see it, you know, it kind of depends on what you're trying to do. To me, I think it's actually... Oh, and you can't jump back and do it anymore. You can jump back and do the EX, but you can't jump back and do regular dive kick, which, I mean, how did anybody think that was a good idea before? Okay, now there's the counter. And the counter is interesting. So there's 3 versions of it, and you can see in the top left that she does, she takes gray life damage. So if she does the counter and then she waits for a while, then she'll regain that life. Otherwise, if she gets hit, that kind of sucks. And so she has 3 versions. This is light, and this is medium. So that goes back, and then this is heavy, which goes up. And then when you go up, you can hit another button, and you can even do a dive kick. So that's pretty cool. I feel like there was also a way. Hold on. Okay, and then this is EX. Oh yeah. So you can do stuff like you can kind of like slide into another crouching attack. But, you know, the recovery on that is not very good. But you can also use this to get away. That's pretty cool, too. Oops. I know there's a way also, like if you're close, you can do, yeah, like you can slide through. Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay. So if you have to be really fast, right? But you can also, whoops. Oh, that's pretty good too. EX pinwheel goes through fireballs. But yeah, when you do the counter, if you hit up forward really fast, of which I am not really doing that well. There we go. So if you hit up forward right after you do the counter, then she can and they're kind of up close. Then it can be like an ambiguous cross up. But, you know, for people who've seen it before, like, it can be, like, relatively easy to uppercut, I guess. So those are her main special moves. Now, let's go through some of the combos. So I was talking earlier about practical combos. One of the difficulties in learning a character is knowing which combo to do under various situations, and knowing which means which ones are most practical. So, luckily we got this handy dandy guide right here. So let's see, whoops. So let's just start from the top. Crouching light kick into crouching light punch into standing medium into heavy pinwheel. 212 damage, 290 stun. This is her bread and butter. And for those wondering, like, what is the best way to practice execution? For me, I guess we could just talk about execution for a moment, right? I like to break a combo into segments, right? So this combo is crouching light kick into standing light punch into standing medium punch into heavy pinwheel, right? So in order to really have a solid fundamental, a solid foundation of execution, you know, you need to be able to practice properly and efficiently. So if you're just starting out, you know, maybe your execution isn't very good. Maybe you're playing on a pad, or maybe you're playing on a stick, and you're like, oh, like, how do I hold this thing? You know, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What you have to do is break the combo into as many small segments as is necessary. So I would say, for me, I can break it down into like 2 parts, which would be crouching light kick, standing light punch, and standing medium punch. So I would do that over and over until I could do that 10 times in a row. If you can't do it 10 times in a row, as I'm not doing, because I'm hitting the medium punch too quick, but basically, if you're not able to do it 10 times in a row, you don't really have it down. Okay, so that's segment number 1. Segment number 2 would be close medium punch into heavy pinwheel. So you would do that 10 times in a row, until you could do it 10 times in a row. See, I can do this like no problem because this is a very simple cancel, and I've been playing Street Fighter for like my entire life, so it's like no problem. I could do this combo 1,000 times and never miss it, except for that one time that I missed it. But you get the idea, right? So once you're able to combine segment 1, which was that, then, you know, and now since that's cancelable from far range, you can actually practice that too. So you don't even have to be close to him to do it. So that's how I learn how to practice combos. Because, you know, if you just put all the pieces together and you just practice it, because this one isn't even, I mean, I'm sure you guys can do that one, right? But can you do that one? That's actually probably the most difficult part of the combo. So anyways, that's her bread and butter, number 1. Number 2 is crouching light kick, crouching light kick, crouching light kick into medium pinwheel. Oh. Okay, finally. This one is a little bit difficult. And it's difficult for 2 reasons. Number 1 is because if you mistime the last crouching light kick, it'll whiff. See? And the other thing that you have to consider is that you can't mash it out. Even though you can mash out 3 light kicks, you actually can't. Oh, look, see, I did 4. But even though you can mash out the light kicks, you actually can't cancel into the pinwheel if you chain the light kicks. So, and I don't know if we're getting too technical. I don't know if all of you guys know this, but you have to understand, in order to have good execution in Street Fighter and really understand the game, you have to understand the difference between chains and links. So a chain is where one move cancels into another. So for example, if I just mash on light kick, you see, like, I'll get the 3-hit combo, and you'll see all the inputs on the left. But the problem is that when you can't cancel a chained normal into a special move. You can only cancel a linked normal into a special move. So what does that mean? That means that you want to chain the second light kick into the you want to link the second light kick into the third light kick, and then cancel the last light kick into the pinwheel. That sounds complicated even when I say it, and I know exactly what that means. But I don't know a better way to explain it, other than you can't mash it. You have to time it, and I don't know why they did it that way, but that's just the way it is. So you see the way that okay, so now let me explain what a link is. A link is when the animation of one move finishes and then the next one starts, but they're still in hit stun, so they get hit. So for example, like I showed you guys, when I'm chaining it, I could just mash on it. But when I link it, I'm just letting the animation finish, and it still combos. See? So kids, pay attention. Stop typing in the chat room. Alright kids, we're on page 374. Alright, so anyways, like I was saying, one of the ways that I see new players go wrong, and people who really struggle with execution, is they don't understand the difference between links and chains. So you have to link those. So that's bread and butter number 2. So bread and butter number 1, for those paying attention, is, oops, I did medium. That's number 1. Here's number 2. And you'll notice also that you can either hold down forward, or you can be holding down back, because of the input shortcuts and the input leniency in Street Fighter 4. Okay, so now combo number 3 is crouching medium kick into heavy pinwheel, FADC into close medium punch into heavy pinwheel. So now, to break this down into segments, right? We got 2 of them, or excuse me, I guess we have 3 really. Crouching medium kick into heavy pinwheel into FADC. So I would practice that over and over until I could do that 10 times in a row. And then after the FADC is close medium into heavy pinwheel again. So this is segment number 1. Well, actually, that's segment number 1. Segment number 2 is canceling the pinwheel into FADC. Oops. So I would do each segment 3 like until I could do it 10 times in a row. Crouching medium kick into heavy pinwheel. Segment 1. Segment 2 is pinwheel into FADC, and then segment 3 is close medium punch into pinwheel again. So now let's see if we can put it all together, because we're on the fast track to success here. Ah, see? First try, man. This stuff works. Who would have thought? Let me turn the stun on as well. So for those of you guys that missed it, whoops. Wow, just like that. Yeah, yes, Old Jibs wants to know, what's an FADC? Good question. An FADC is a focus attack dash cancel, as some of you guys have pointed out in the chat room, and what that means is that, okay, focus attack, when a FADC is used in a combo, it's going to cost you 2 bars. So you'll notice here, let me turn off refill meter, and I'll just turn it to max start, and then you can see here what the meter usage is. So what that means is that if you're going to do an FADC combo, you have to make sure that it's going to be worth the meter that you're going to spend, because in Street Fighter your meter is your resources. So you see right there, when I did the FADC, it cost me 2 bars. So if you had 4 bars, now you would only have 2. Which would also mean that if you don't have 2 bars, you can't do this combo, because it just won't happen. It just won't come out. See, I'm trying to FADC, but I can't. And the way that you FADC is by pressing medium punch and medium kick together. So see, so I'm doing the motion for the pinwheel, which is quarter circle back and heavy kick, and then as soon as the animation starts, then I'm pressing focus attack, and then I'm basically tapping forward twice in order to get the FADC. Mellow Cow says, is it really worth the damage though? Well, it depends. If you were to end the round with that combo, certainly it would be worth the damage if you had the meter. You know, it really depends on the life and meter situation. If you were down on life, but you were up on meter, and then you got the opportunity to do that combo, yeah, it'd be worth it. If you had a big life lead and you had a meter lead, it would be worth it. If that was gonna put you behind in meter, and you would still, you know, your life doesn't even really matter. It only matters if you're about to die or if the time is running out. Your meter and your screen positioning, that's what counts. Almost always. Okay, number 4 is, oh, here we go. Here's a red focus combo. How fancy. And this is crouching medium kick into light pinwheel into EX red focus into Ultra 2. Here, check this out. Oh, okay, so this is 3 segments, right? Segment number 1, segment number 2, and then, oh, you know what? Here. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, her Ultra kind of, her Super kind of sucks. Okay, here, let's, okay, since you guys are asking questions, what's the most comfortable way to red focus on a stick? I feel awkward doing it. This is a good topic of conversation, right? So the way that I do it, right, is some people go like this, and they use their thumb and their index finger. I prefer to use my middle finger, and I basically do it with one finger like that. So I'm crossing my index finger over my middle finger, and I go like that. So it is, okay, and to do red focus, I do red focus like this, because typically red focus combos don't require too much execution afterwards. So I feel comfortable doing red focus with my thumb on medium kick, and then index on light punch, and middle finger on medium punch. So I find that it's really not that big of a deal. Mellow Cow says, is there a shortcut to FADC on a stick? It's so hard. Okay, yes, there is a shortcut actually. So, the shortcut, and it's not a shortcut on stick, it's a shortcut in general. But when you do an FADC, how am I doing it? Here, let me switch characters, because I feel like Juri is like a bad example for talking about input shortcuts when it comes to FADC. So let me load up Ryu, and I think Ryu's a better example. Basically, I'm just going to show you guys like the oldest FADC combo in the game, which is uppercut FADC Ultra.
Are you ready? Fight!
Oops. Oh, duh. Haha. It's been so long since I played Ryu, I didn't remember that you can't FADC his heavy uppercut. Okay, so here's a good example of an FADC shortcut for Ryu players. So now, the way that we used to do it when the game first came out is we would uppercut, and then we would hold focus, and then we would dash. How can I explain this better without it? We would do the full motion, right? So we would uppercut, and then when the uppercut came out, we would hold. So you see how I'm holding it and then dashing, and you can see how like he's like kind of holding back for a while, and oops. Oh, of course, turn stun off. I'm sorry guys, just bear with me, like I'm still kind of new to this, to like, you know, showing these things like this on the fly. You see, so that kind of leaves you, it's very easy to like miss, see, it's hard for me to even do it now because I'm so used to doing it the other way, the shortcut way. See, when you don't do it the shortcut way, then you're prone to like additional input errors like that. So the shortcut is when you basically build in the dash into the motion of the FADC and the Ultra. So, excuse me, the uppercut. So what I'm doing when I do the shortcut, and let me set him to block, actually this will be better. So that's like the cleanest FADC that I can do, right? So I'm starting with forward, and then I'm going to down, and then down forward, and then hitting medium punch, and then hitting forward and medium punch and medium kick again. So what I'm doing is, because of the input leniency of Street Fighter 4, you can press forward and then throw a fireball and you'll get an uppercut. So if you did that and then tapped forward and focus again, now you don't have to hold it and then dash and then do the Ultra. You're just going like that. So I'm pressing forward here. I'll demonstrate. I'll throw the fireball. I'm gonna walk forward and then throw the fireball, and you get an uppercut every time. And it doesn't matter that I'm going, and I'm not stopping at down forward, because you guys know the uppercut motion is forward, down, forward, uppercut. See? It'll come out like that, or it'll come out and then throw the fireball. So the only way to walk forward and throw a fireball is to actually slow it down. I'm sure this has happened to you guys, but this is the way that I do it. Is if I'm trying to walk forward and throw a fireball without risking an uppercut coming out, because there's nothing worse than throwing the fireball and having the uppercut come out, is if I'm walking forward, I do a half circle back, and of course it messes up, but I do a half circle back. So by doing the half circle, I think that that creates enough time so that your uppercut doesn't come out. So, yeah. So the shortcut. So that idea. Sorry, I don't know what's going on outside. Okay. So the uppercut, the FADC shortcut for an uppercut is to finish your uppercut on pressing forward, right? Right, like that. And then as soon as that happens, then you just tap forward again, and then I'm not even holding. I wish you guys could see my hands, but I'm not even holding. Damn it! How can we do this? Well, we're stuck with this for now. Sorry, guys. This is the real premium stuff. You know, whenever we get an extra, you know, camera and a cameraman in here, then you guys are going to be paying, you know, buku bucks for this stuff. Just kidding. It's not that complicated, but we can't do it right now. But you guys see the degree of difficulty is reduced greatly by doing the shortcut. Okay. I'm pretty sure my neighbor next door is watching some action film. Okay, you still don't understand the shortcut. Okay. Right now, you're probably doing your FADC by holding it and then dashing. The shortcut is to do the uppercut and then immediately press forward and tap focus. Look at my inputs, right? I'm starting with forward, start from the bottom, right? Forward, down, down, forward, and then forward and medium punch. And then the next input after that is forward and medium punch again. Medium punch and medium kick at the same time, which is focus. Here, let me clear it, right? So I'm not holding it at all. Yeah, Electro-Orgasm says it's buffering the motion of the special into the dash. Exactly. So you're, so Jafarov Action says, so you're pressing forward and focus attack. Yes, correct. And the beauty of doing it this way is you don't even have to hold focus. You can just tap it. This is what it looks like if I hold it afterwards. Oops. Well, see, like, it doesn't even... See, if I hold it for a second, that's what it looks like. But if I just tap it... So this is the best way to practice it, in my opinion, is to just set the dummy to block and then just put him in the corner and you just do this like 1,000 times. Whoops. Ah, see, I'm doing it too fast. I gotta make sure that you set your meter on infinite. That way, you can just keep on doing it. And you should do this until you can do it 10 times in a row. Talking, thinking about what you're gonna eat for dinner, having your girlfriend talk to you, having your mom, you know, come in your room and bother you or whatever. But you should be able to do this. Like, it's not an exaggeration when I tell you that if you play a character with an FADC such as Ryu, you need to do it 1,000 times. Like, there's a great quote from Bruce Lee. Gosh, it's like, I don't fear the man who can do 1,000 moves. I fear the man who's done one move 1,000 times. Hold on, let me find it for you. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Sorry, I'm so bad at this. Bruce Lee says, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." That's the level. I mean, hey, I hate to break it to you guys, but unfortunately, that's the level at which, you know, some people are practicing. Yes, thank you guys. See, you guys all got it. Yeah, so the SAVCXX, Nomad, NX Mad. I've been doing uppercut, hold focus 2 times forward dash for dash, then quarter circle forwards twice for ultra, no wonder. Yeah, see? So, there we go. Whew! Jeez. But yeah, I mean, you gotta think, okay, in order to play single player games, or games that aren't playing competitively or have no execution, like, this stuff doesn't matter. But if you're actually trying to be good at Street Fighter, and I don't mean good like Daigo is good or Justin Wong is good. I mean good as in feeling competent and feeling like you have a good understanding of the game and being able to basically, you know, go heads up or beat all your friends. You have to treat it like a combination of an instrument and a sport, right? So, you know, for those of you guys that have ever played an instrument, maybe it was piano or guitar or saxophone or, you know, the recorder, it doesn't really matter. But you understand that when you're, in order, like writing music is totally different, but practicing music, like you have to sit and practice, man. When I took piano lessons, dude, I had to practice like half an hour a day. Oh my God, it was terrible. But you know what ended up happening was that even though I didn't want to do it, I could play the songs once I was able to read the music, and I practice, because that's the only way to get good at something that requires like movement, whether it is playing an instrument or it's playing basketball, throwing, you know, shooting free throws or hitting a baseball or throwing a pitch. It's all the same thing, you know. It's just repetition, and you know, if you're gonna put time into this, that's what you have to do, and you have to do it until you can just think about it, and then it just happens. Like, oh, I can just talk to you guys like no big deal, and I'm an uppercut FADC ultra because I've done this like a million times. Like, I don't even play this character and I can do it because the skill set is the same. So, and you know, you have to treat it like a sport because it's competitive, right? But you know, you still have to dedicate yourself to practice. So hopefully this shows you guys a better way to practice, an efficient way to practice, because dude, like, I'm sure I'm not the only guy with like stuff going on. You know, you guys got work, you got school, you got your girlfriends, you got your family, and at the same time, like, you want to beat everybody's ass online, you know? Like, I get that. So you got to think of most efficient ways to practice. So that's why I'm saying, like, hey, you know, take your execution and take putting together a combo, and you got to break it down into segments. You got to go segment A, segment B, segment C. Get each one down, right? So with this one, right? This uppercut, FADC, that's one. And then I would say that the second one would be the dash into ultra. You know, so you got to make sure first that you can do ultra 10 times in a row without even thinking about it. Oh, and the other thing that you might want to do too. Here, let me start it over. Just thinking about Oh, here we go. We're just gonna set it to memory. And so now, when you practice, once you feel confident in your ability to actually do it, and you want to actually try it, now, you know, you want to uppercut. Oh, oh, see, like I suck. But if you hit the memory function in training mode, then when you hit the back button, you can just start over from there. So you don't have to watch the whole execution. The whole what do you call it? The whole animation of the ultra. You don't have to wait for it to finish. You can just. Oh, see, I got it. Okay, practice it again. This is such a time saver. You guys have no idea how much I wish that I would have practiced more, but I couldn't because I couldn't stand the 5 seconds or the whatever, however long it takes for the animation. Like, you see how much faster I'm able to just practice this over and over and confirm that I got it right, or even if I mess up, like, I'm still not losing any time as opposed to having to wait for the full animation to finish. Ah, see, like, this is, it's so efficient. Wudabega says, actually, hold on. Thank you says, what about the down forward shortcut for uppercuts? Is anyone using it to simplify anything? So the other way to uppercut is you can just tap down forward twice. And for some reason that works. Me personally, I don't use that. But if you find that it's easier for you, then do it. I believe that you can do like autocorrect uppercuts like that, or you can just autocorrect by wiggling between down, back, and down, forward. Anyways, all right, back to Juri. So I'm just gonna kind of go through and finish this stuff up, and then we're gonna call it a day. Sorry for the tangent, but you know, like, I'm really trying to cater to, you know, new players and players that are really trying to learn. So when you guys have questions like that, dude, feel free to stop me. I mean, that's why I'm doing this, you know.
Training stage. Your destiny will be determined here.
Wudabega says, the thing about online is, although I can do ultra however many times in a row in training, online maybe 1 out of 5, it doesn't come out. Right, so, you know, there is now the, you know, there's the network simulation mode, so you can play with like a little bit of lag. You know, try the settings. You know, it goes all the way up to 20, which I believe is 20 frames of lag, maybe. But you want to, you know, try it with the lag switch on. Yes, Theory Fighter says, getting execution down is important so that you can begin to focus on other more complex aspects of the game and not worry about your inputs. Yes, exactly. You want the execution part of it to come with little effort, because, like, you got to think of the way that your computer runs, right? You only got so many processor cycles, right? You got cycles to run Chrome, you got cycles to run XSplit, you got cycles to run Twitch, you got cycles to, you know, to send the packets in and out of the network, right? You got so many cycles going on, and think about it when it comes to Street Fighter, right? You gotta think of all the things you gotta consider. You gotta consider your character. You gotta consider the character your opponent is fighting. You gotta consider what you're supposed to do on Wake Up, what they're gonna do on Wake Up. You gotta think about the screen position. You gotta think about the life advantage or disadvantage. You gotta think about the meter position or meter advantage or disadvantage, and then you gotta think about execution. So if execution is requiring like this many cycles of your overall like processor and your brain, that's less focus that you can put into thinking about the game strategically, thinking about what is the correct move to do, not how do I do that move. You don't want to think about how I did this move. You want to put all that thought into your training. Okay. So where were we? Combo number 4 was crouching medium kick into light pinwheel into EX red focus into forward dash into ultra 2. Oh, I'm doing the ultra. Ah, hold on. Let's restart here. Let me set my memory. Okay, here we go. So, as you can see, my execution is, it's just not that hard. It's just really not that hard to do. So that's number 4. Combo number 5 is crouching medium kick into light. Oh, see, you already need your fireball stored. This is actually what made me not want to learn this character when she first came out in Super. And man, if I would have just put the time into training my brain to just hold down one of these fireball buttons, I could have been great. All right, so once you got the fireball stored, then you have to do crouching medium kick and then release. See? Oops. So I can be walking back and forth. All right. You'll notice that if I do it too late, it won't come out. So you still have to use the special cancelable window to release the button. And then you do standing medium punch into into heavy pinwheel. Wow, that's so sick! Oh my gosh, I've never done that combo before. Oops, dude, that's so. Oh god, that's so cheap. Let's see. Let's see if you have to be in the corner. Okay, if you're not in the corner, then you have to be really close. Maybe it's corner only? Yeah, it's corner only, I think. Wait. Fireball release combos work on every character in a corner. Mid-screen, they are character specific. If your opponent is standing, you can link a crouching medium kick on Akuma, Blanca, Viper, Cammy, Chun, Dan, DeCapri, Dalsum, blah blah blah. The list goes on. Huh. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. I see. I see. So instead of doing, okay, so if they're in the corner, then you can do standing medium punch because they're in the corner. But if they're mid screen, then you have to do crouching medium kick. But you still have to be close. Wow, that's still really good, man. So yeah, that's, I mean, you know, that's part of what makes this character so versatile and so strong. Alright guys, I need a break, so I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in like 3 or 4 minutes or so. So sit tight, and then we'll probably go through the rest of these combos real quick. And then after that, maybe take a few questions, and then we're going to call it a day. So be right back, guys. Sit tight. Alright guys, welcome back. Welcome back everybody to the Brady Games Twitch channel. My name is Gootecks. Thank you for joining me here on this lovely Saturday afternoon. We're just spending it, you know, hanging out, play a little Street Fighter. We're not even playing. We're not even playing. We're just learning. Okay. So, when we last left off, we were going through Juri combos. And let's see what else we got. Number 6 combo, and I'm just going through the list here on the Brady Games guide. These are all practical combos, and like I was saying earlier, one of the hurdles in learning a character is not just knowing what the moves are and being able to do the combos, but knowing which combos you're gonna need. And here's one. Here's number 6 is crouching medium kick into light pinwheel into super. Whoop. Am I doing this wrong? What? Hello? Alright, well, this one is hard. Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoops. Wow, this one is hard, dude. Ah! Dude, this is hard. Look, I can't even cancel into super. Why is this so hard? Huh. Oh wow. You just have to do it really fast. No, it's you're right. I did say light pinwheel. Thank you. But even when I do that, it's still hard, dude. Oh my gosh. There we go. Man, that's hard. There we go. Okay. Alright, see, dude, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that you need to break the combo down into segments. There we go. Ah. Jeez. Well, that one's tough, man. And for 4 bars, I don't know if that's really worth it. Alright, here we go. Combo number 7. Air to air, jumping medium punch, then juggle with either crouching heavy kick, crouching heavy punch into fireball, dive kick, or super. Alright, here. This is a very important part of Juri's game. So, let's go through. Oops. So she can do... She can juggle with medium punch. So let's see. Let's go through one by one. So you can, if you juggle with medium punch, you can sweep. And that would sweep is good because then you get a hard knockdown. A hard knockdown means that they cannot quick rise, which means that you have more time to put yourself in an advantageous position to do a setup. Okay, so that's one of them. The next one is close heavy punch into fireball. Up. To land 2 jumping medium punch, you must hit the first medium as she is rising. If your opponent is too low, you can forego the second jumping medium punch and go straight to the combo ender. Okay, so let's go through this one first. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Then you get the side switch. But anyways, going through this one. This one is good. It doesn't combo. which is not noted in the guide. But the thing is, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need a combo. Oops. So the idea is that if you do this, then you would be able to put them in block stun as they get up. So that's useful. And one thing to consider when, you know, it's one thing to have all these setups, to know all these combos, and then, but the difficulty is in knowing which one to do. Like, for example, with jumping medium punch, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 options listed, right? How do you know which one to choose for each particular situation? Well, it's going to depend on several things. Number 1, your screen position. Number 2, the life lead or not life, or your life disadvantage, and then whatever your meter position is, as well as what their stun is. Because, for example, jumping medium into sweep gets 172 damage and 180 stun, but the jumping medium into close heavy punch into fireball does 215 damage and 295 stun. Whereas if you do jumping medium into dive kick, here, let's do that one. Oh, this one. Oh man, this one I actually don't know how to hit. Oh man. How do you hit that? Well, anyways, they all do different amounts of stun and they all do different amounts of damage. So you kind of have to weigh, well, what's going to get you, you know, the best position. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was way off. Okay. Huh. Oh, there we go. So each one, you know, is going to be appropriate for different situations. The next is Feng Shui Engine. Oh, man. Dude, Feng Shui Engine is as tough as Ganejin was in Third Strike. So you're going to do crouching light, crouching medium. Crouching light, crouching medium, standing medium, close heavy into pinwheel. Jeez. Well, as you can see, this is definitely going to require some practice. Crouching light, crouching medium, close medium kick, close heavy into... Jeez. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright. Alright, here, let's do this. I'm going to activate. And then I'm going to do memory. Actually, I'm going to let this run down. And then I'm going to because, dude, the activation is... I hate waiting for the activation. Here we go. See, this is where it comes in handy to follow your own advice and break the combo into segments. But I think I got it. Okay. Ah, okay. All right. I feel good about that. Yes. That's the way that I set it up. Okay. Let's see. Jump back medium punch into... Jump back medium punch. Oh. Huh. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay. So, when you have Feng Shui Engine activated, she can do jump back. Oh, wait. What? What? Huh. Alright. Well, I guess she can't do jump back dive kick unless she hits the medium punch first, which is interesting. Alright. Huh. Well, that's still kind of hard. Well, alright, I won't bore you guys with that. Alright guys, this pretty much wraps up Juri. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and we can chat it up for a few minutes, and then we're going to call it a day. Ooh, man. Well, hopefully you guys learned a little something. I know I did. Kaolu 1793 says, hello there, I'm new to fighting games, would like to start playing those. What game is most popular to play, and anyone has a good stick recommendation for me? Thanks. I'm going to recommend that you play Ultra Street Fighter 4 because that's the most popular game right now. And if you don't have a stick and you're new to fighting games, like, I don't even think you don't need a stick. Why don't you learn how to play the game on pad? And then if you feel like once you learn the game, then you can buy a stick. Because otherwise, you're going to be struggling with learning two things, right? One is learning the game itself, and the other is learning how to actually control, the movement and execute your combos and stuff. So don't even worry about a stick first, but get Ultra Street Fighter 4. JDT, do you have any advice or tech for Akuma? That's kind of vague, so no, I don't. Can I demonstrate combo 17 or 18 for Akuma's training, please? It has some FADC that I can't do at all. I don't know what combo 17 or 18 is, but if you list it out for me, I can probably tell you. Yeah, I can do Vega next time. He's hard. He has so many one-frame links. Well, hey, if you want to play Vega and you're complaining about one-frame links, then maybe you should switch to a different character because it's not going to get any easier. Yeah, learn Ryu, as Meseric says. Yeah, we can do Guy next time or the time after. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm just pretty much every time I do this, like I'm just going to tweet beforehand and I'm going to say, oh, what character do you guys want to do today? Prax Music says, are the 8-arc sticks good? I kind of want to pick one up, but not if they're ass. Yeah, they are good. I used to play on an 8-arc. And then I made the mistake of putting the gamer finger buttons in and those buttons come out. And I don't use my 8-arc anymore because I'm missing one of the buttons because the gamer finger buttons popped out. The 8-arc buttons are fine. I just wanted to try the gamer finger buttons and now I'm stuck. But now I got this Mad Catz, but this is one of the older yeah, this is the TES. And I like it. It's dope. No complaints. Let's see. How do you cancel Viper's attacks? That's a tutorial for another day. If you can't drop if you can't drop bait because you like the character, then hey, you gotta put the time in and you gotta practice one-frame links. I mean, I don't know if you were here earlier when I quoted Bruce Lee, who said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." So if you practice your one-frame links 10,000 times, I guarantee you they're not going to be as hard as they were at the start. Number 6, 1967. Hey guys, can you get the Frame Data app for BlackBerry? If you are still on BlackBerry, I must advise you to switch to Android or iOS. I can show you how to plink correctly. Okay, 2 seconds on plinking. Plinking is short for priority linking. So if you're trying to, it makes your one-frame links, well, it makes any link a little bit easier because you're getting double inputs. So for example, when you do this chain, or excuse me, when you do this link, which is crouching light kick into crouching into standing light punch into medium punch, boom, 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 you'll notice that sometimes my timing is off and sometimes I hit it. So if you're only hitting it, if you're just trying to do the basic link like this, sometimes things just don't come out. But when you plink it, it's actually a lot easier. And I'm not like a super scientist expert guy, so I don't know exactly why it works. From my understanding, it works because I don't know why it works. It's kind of like electricity, right? Like, you don't need to know how electricity works in order to flip a light switch. So let me tell you how to flip the light switch. What I'm doing is I'm hitting medium punch and then light punch in quick succession. So if you can, I'm going to show you, this is how I'm doing it. And you'll know that you did it right because in training mode, when you turn on input display, it makes a little triangle. So you can see, starting in the top left, I have a medium punch and a light punch together on one line, and then a medium punch right below it. You see? So that's how you know that you did it right. So you can plink any button. You can plink a heavy punch, heavy kick, medium punch, and you can also plink lights and light punch and light kick, but it's kind of hard and it's awkward. So, whoops, let me turn that off. What some people do is they have the back button wired as I do. Whoops. See, that's the back button. I have my back button wired here to this button. So you see when you hit it, like nothing happens. But if I set memory on, right? See? So I have my back button set there. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Let's do this again. Plinking looks like this. Okay. How did I start this? Light kick, standing light punch, medium punch. This is what it looks like when you're just trying to hit the combo. But if you mistime your medium punch, or mistime any one frame link, I don't know if that's a one frame link, but it doesn't matter, then you're gonna miss the combo completely and then it drops. So it's very frustrating. So plinking fixes the problem because it basically doubles the input, giving you an additional chance to do the difficult link. So when you do a plink, you hit medium, like if I'm trying to plink medium punch because I'm trying to do crouching light kick, standing light punch, and then standing medium punch. So if I want to plink the medium punch, then I want to go like that. And that's what it's supposed to look like, where you have, see, that time I did it wrong. That time is right, that time is right, that time is right, that time is wrong, that time is right, that time is right. You see the little triangle that it makes? So you see like there's two medium punches and then there's one light punch. See? Like that. That's what you want it to look like. So if you plink medium punch, it looks like that. If you plink medium kick, it looks like that. If you plink heavy punch, whoops, there we go. Whoops, there we go. Does that make sense? Can you plink light punch? Yes, you can. Whoops. But the problem is that if you plink light punch, you're probably going to get a throw. And if you plink light kick, you probably also get a throw. So the trick is to use the back button. Let me turn that off. Okay.
Are you ready? Fight!
So, like I showed you guys, this is my back button. It's physically wired. It wasn't even hard at all. You just open it up and you just physically pull it out of the back button and you put it down there. And so this is actually my all three kicks button. Okay. So when you plink with the back button, and it's actually kind of awkward for me. Like I thought it was gonna be easy, but dude, it's hard. It's hard and it's not really practical. So that's what it'll look like when you plink light kick or light punch. Whoops. Whoops. See? You get double the inputs. Do I do that with all my sticks? No. This is the only one that has it and I just got it done at Evo. Yes, the Prax Music says, is there any real practical application of a light plink regardless? Yes. So the practical application is when you have a move that is a 3-frame punish. For example, Balrog, whose dash punch is the dash punch is, let me tell you right now, is -3 on block. So when any move is -3 and you have a 3-frame light attack, that is a 1-frame punish. So you don't necessarily plink a light attack in the middle of a combo, but you could use it to start a combo. So by plinking your light punch or light kick, which would probably be your 3-frame punish, you would have a better chance at hitting a 1-frame punish, such as Balrog's dash punch. And this is certainly one of the disadvantages of playing on pad. I don't play on pad, so I don't really know. But I can't imagine that it's easy to plink on pad, and it's definitely not easy to use the back button to plink. But does it even really matter? Because Luffy just won on a PS1 pad or PS2 pad or whatever, so there you go. Oh, alright guys, I am exhausted. I think we've gone on as long as a college course would have gone on, so I hope you enjoyed your free education on Street Fighter. Thank you guys so much for watching me here on the Brady Games YouTube channel. If you like what you see and you want to see more of it and you want to get notified, then I would encourage you to please hit the follow button here on Twitch, and next time I go live, which will probably be sometime this week, then you can do that. And yeah, check out the Ultra Street Fighter 4 official Bible, which will be on sale on Tuesday the 5th, which I believe is this coming Tuesday. Yeah, but I got mine already. Oh yes. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you to Brady Games for having me. It's always fun. And please hit the follow button. If you want to see more of little old Gootecks, you can go to youtube.com/CrossCounterTV. We got the newest episode of Excellent Adventures featuring myself, Mike Ross, and Maximilian. And that is going to be on the YouTubes tomorrow morning, or you can go to excellentadventures.tv and you can check out the whole thing. Also, I stream on the CrossCounterTV Twitch channel, so you can go to twitch.tv/CrossCounterTV. Follow me on Twitter at Gootecks. Send me your questions. Also, follow Brady Games on Twitter, Brady_Games. You can send us both questions. That way, the guys at Brady know that even though I took their strategy guide, I'm still down to stream and answer questions. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice rest of the weekend. Later, guys.